Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here with Flo. First of all, gotta say, man, rest in peace to the man, the myth, the legend, Carl Withers, man. Absolute legend.
Polo.
Yeah, man, my two favorite sports of all time, football and boxing. And boxing, obviously, the great movies, Rocky, the trilogy, was in those. Learn how to box from those movies. But a lot of people don't know this guy was in the NFL, man. He was with the Oakland Raiders, so people don't remember that. Yeah, he was in the NFL. So rest in peace, man. Amazing dude out there. And it was kind of sucked because I made two videos last week and I talked about this guy and then he dies. So absolutely sucks. But rest in peace. Now, going on to Jeff Garcia, he was on the podcast and he said a few interesting things that I was like, all right, man, it got me jacked up. But let's check this out and we'll talk about it.
You weren't Mr. Irrelevant, but you came from the CFL. And that's almost even harder to break through in the NFL and in terms of their eyes and then stay. Can you tell people a little bit about what maybe he's going like? Has he silenced the critics, first of all?
I think it really fuels his fire to hear people doubt him. And I think he's that guy that carries that chip on his shoulder. He doesn't need to talk about it. He doesn't need to flaunt it. His teammates believe in him, which is most important. His coaching staff, his team, the organization, they believe in Brock Purdy. He doesn't need to hear it from other people. And many of the doubters are people that have never even put on a football uniform in the first place. So what do they know about actually playing the game and playing probably one of the most difficult positions in sport, the quarterback position, from the standpoint of what you have to grasp mentally, what you have to do in limited time within 2 to 3 seconds with a rush, breathing down your neck, making a great decision, making an accurate throw. The young man continues to do it time and time again. He's proven himself by just the number of wins that he's had under his belt in these 2 short seasons that he's been with the 49ers. And yes, does he have weapons around him? Of course he does. It's the NFL. Every team has weapons. So It's not that he has greater weapons than others, but what they do from an offensive standpoint, their scheme creates a lot of opportunities for guys who are playmakers and guys who know what to do with the ball once they get the ball in their hands. Kittle, for example, Debo, CMC, Ayuk, all these guys are capable of making such big plays on the field. And really what Purdy becomes is a John Stockton of the world, a point guard, delivering that key pass. Hey, throwing guys open, understanding what he's seen defensively and making the right decision. Now, he had a rough game against Green Bay.
Yep.
He had to go through some of those growing pains, so to speak, from that first playoff game. And I think a lot of that can be attributed to rest time. And I've always talked about this with the fact that when teams clinch early, they start to rest players late in the season. Well, not only did he rest in week 17, they had a bye week as well. So now you're not playing a game for 3 weeks. We know as players, when you tell your body to shut it down for a little bit, everything starts to shut down. It's almost better to maintain that grit and that determination and battle through, hey, the soreness, the tiredness, all those things, even if it was getting a half of a game in week 17 to keep you sharp. I just think he came into that Green Bay game and he just wasn't sharp because he hadn't played in 3 weeks. And all of a sudden the speed of the game is at a different level. It picks up come playoff time. But hey, he proved himself this weekend. The third quarter was unbelievable with what the 49ers did. It was a tale of 2 halves.
All right, man. So to me, the ultimate compliment you could give when you do basketball, football analogies is talking to a guy, making him say that pretty much he's like John Stockton. John Stockton was the ultimate facilitator, a guy that always
all-time assist leader.
Exactly, man. He could always just dish it out, no look passes. It was just absolutely amazing. He talked about that, which I kind of was like, all right, man, heck yeah. And then he pretty much talked about what a lot of the media always says, hey, well, look at all the weapons he has. Of course he's going to do that stuff. Debo Samuel, Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. Of course he's going to make those. But then Jeff Garcia pretty much shut that down too, because he pretty much was like, hey, what the heck are you talking about? Like, someone has to give him the ball. Like, you can't be knocking him because of that. That's totally baloney. So he was talking about all that. But what do you think about this, man? Jeff Garcia, the GOAT, the guy from Gilroy, man, right across the pond.
Yeah, man. Obviously, Jeff Garcia is our boy. That was our quarterback. Pretty much your teens, my kid day. So we always rock with Jeff Garcia over here. But yeah, he's right, man. The John Stockton analogy, it's pretty solid because you think about it. Besides just being able to get rid of that ball to every single person on this team, which John Stockton did, John Stockton, that guy was a tough sucker.
Yeah.
That's like Brock Purdy, too, man. I don't know how this guy gets hit. Sometimes that pocket collapses and this guy's getting whacked on the plays, but he just, boom, pops right back up. He's like, all right, whatever. That was a good hit. Good job. But, man, I'm going to keep coming. John Stockton would do that, too. He'd get his ass whooped out on the court because he was a smaller guy, too, just like Brock Purdy, but a ton of heart. So I do like that analogy. But Brock Purdy, the one thing, he's not going to be like John Stockton. This guy's going to go get a ring. He's going to get a ring. So that's the only part that I'm going to say he's not like John Stockton because I believe in this guy. And then Jeff Garcia, man, I give him credit because I know a few years ago when he's calling out the media, they kind of try to flip it on him. They try to say that he was being sexist and stuff. But
because don't play the game.
Because he made that don't play. They don't.
And
play
he said
the
it
game
again
comment,
too.
And they really went after him. But he was true. They don't play the game. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. A lot of these pundits, they never played, man. You look at them, you're like, okay, man, at best, they're maybe a water boy on their team or something of that nature. So I give Jeff Garcia some credit for coming back and now doubling down because he should have never been blackballed like that early on. I understand like not freaking ripping someone for just either their sex, gender and stuff, but he didn't do that. It wasn't like he was just like, oh, like she should be in the kitchen or something of that nature. He was like, no, they don't really know what they're talking about, and he was right at the time. But the way things go nowadays, sometimes what you say gets taken to a whole completely different level,
Yeah, exactly, man. He didn't say nothing and had all the Niner content creators. How dare he say it's like, bro, he wasn't even talking about them. He was just saying in general. And this time he's pretty much talking about like Nick Wright and them. Yeah. And that's what he was talking about the whole time. So that kind of, pissed me off. But going off to Purdy, man, it pisses me off so much when guys are out there and they always use that excuse. Well, he's got everybody, who can't do that? It's like, bro, like you don't know who the quarterbacks we had before this, from Trey Lance, Garoppolo, Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard, Brian Hoyer. He just kept going
before that. JT O'Sullivan, Tim Rattay,
Blaine Gabbert,
garbage.
Ken Dorsey. There's so many damn names that we had. That was like
our other boy who's local, Trent Dilfer.
Oh, Trent Dilfer. Yeah, I know. It's just bad, man. So for everyone's like, oh, all these weapons, like, dude, because they're literally CJ Beathard and Nick Mullins had these weapons too, and they couldn't do nothing with it at all. So, when I hear that, I just like roll my eyes like, dude, these guys have not been watching 49ers football these past 5-6 years because it's absolutely insane, man, what this guy's able to do. The records that he's putting up, he was number 1, number 2 in so many dang records. He could have been number 1 in passing yards, but he didn't even play the last week. But that gets me to that last point, what Jeff Garcia was talking about, how that Green Bay game, he was rusty to begin with because of that rest. And I agree with that. It was actually true. Steve Young, remember how he made that point, how I don't know about them resting for like 21 straight days and they might be rusty. And dude, he was absolutely right about that because we just looked so rusty that first, 3 quarters. And Steve Young hit the nail on the head, man. We just were so bad. But he was right, though. That last drive, dude, what clutch, man. How he was able to come in and just the drive of a lifetime against that Green Bay game, and in the second half just play absolutely awesome. It just shows a testament, dude. Like, if you're down and out, it doesn't matter. You still got a chance to win that game. And I don't want to bash on the dude, but with Jimmy Garoppolo, no way we win those 2 games. We do not win against Green Bay. We do not win against the Lions. That ultimate adversity to come back, be down, and know, hey man, we're still gonna win this game. And after the game, you hear like guys like Bosa come up to him like, dude, did you know you were this good? And he was like, you know what, I could have done better. Like, he was like, it was just like so like calm and collective. The humble beast, man. That's what it is. And he's just not afraid of the big moments. So to me, I'm blessed to have a quarterback like this. It's so humble, that doesn't take shots at anyone, even though all these media heads are just coming after him. You see guys all the time from Baker Mayfield that calls the media out by name, and all these other dudes that would always just go after the media. He's like, nah, I'm not even gonna worry about that stuff, whatever. And they say, just let their opinion. Like, and I'm like, dude, this guy's like way more humble than I could ever be, because he's just, I don't know, man. He's just a different cat out there. And I'm not used to that, man. I'm just used to, I remember Kaepernick would just get so pissed off at the media, like, F them and all this stuff. It's like, with him, he's just like, nah, man, it is what it is. Like, let them do their job. And I'm just like, man, this guy's so awesome, man. And he's backing it up just by his plays. So absolutely love it, man. Taking us to Super Bowl, NFC Conference champs. What else you got, man?
Yeah, man. That's the thing about Brock Purdy. He just doesn't let anything rattle him. That's the crazy part. And just how at such a young age, especially nowadays, man, these kids out there, usually they're always online. They're always looking at stuff, and it gets to them, you know, because they're trying to like prove a point to every single person. He's like, no, I don't got to prove anything. I just got to like pretty much respect myself, respect my family. Seems like a real like good, like kind of Christian boy, you know?
Yeah,
like
all
he does is just like, hey, like in his interview, that's all he said. He was like, hey, just got to praise God, you know?
Yeah.
So it's real simple. I like that from the kid, and he just shows that he's beyond his years. But man, you got anything else?
Yeah, it's just, like you were saying about his faith. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, he's in this place, you know, San Francisco. Let's be real, man. We've been to a lot of these games, man. After the games, everyone's all plastered and all that. And then you just hear Brock Purdy, like, on the post game, like, hey, man, all glory to God. And people are like, all have buzzed. What? Yeah, you're right. So who knows? Maybe there's a plan for him. The reason that he's here, you know, to maybe help change up San Francisco and the way kind of us are. I'll say for myself, or we are, you know. I know I drop a lot of F-bombs and stuff, and I look at Purdy, I'm like, man, maybe I could change. Maybe I could be like this guy, because it seems like he's a better player because of it, you know, because he doesn't let anything get to him at all. So I love him, man. I think this guy, 100% right on. And Jeff Garcia, got to give him credit, you know, basically just telling the truth. It seems like Jeff Garcia, he's a no-nonsense guy. He just tells it like it is, you know. If someone's there out there bashing, like, dude, you're just bashing them, you know, I don't know, just to bash them. Like, you're not watching the film. You don't know what you're talking about. You didn't play the game. So every time an alumni comes on and just tells it how like it is, I get all pumped up, you know, from Jesse Sapolo, Joe Montana, Steve Young, all these guys, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice. It seemed like all of them, they're all rallying around him. It seemed like it wasn't quite the same way with Jimmy Garoppolo. It seemed like some guys, the legends, former legends, someone would be like, take shots, but it seems like everybody's on board. Like, all these local guys, just coming together, which is awesome to see. Just haven't happened since probably Steve Young, where everyone is like, all right, this is the dude.
Yeah, they wanted it for him. That's what it seems like for Brock Purdy. It seems like all these guys legit want Brock Purdy to be successful.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, man. So hopefully we could get this dang Super Bowl and just shut these naysayers up. Because do you think if we get the Super Bowl, you know, Eli Manning, he got 2, and he's most likely to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If he could get 1, maybe get another, do you think he could be on his way? Because we were hearing Nick Wright the other day say his ceiling is Mark Brunell.
Yeah.
His ceiling's Mark Brunell, who is a good quarterback, but come on, dude. If he could get 2, do you think he has that chance at
getting there? Yeah, because
you know?
Obviously you said Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, they're going to have the chances because of those 2
Ben's
titles.
going to get in, yeah.
Because of those 2 titles, even though they're solid quarterbacks, even though theirs, I felt was more the defense. And this Brock Purdy run, I felt it's more the offense, you know? So
exactly.
He's going to have to get some respect for that, because not bashing Eli Manning, he came through when he needed to.
Yeah, and that's
but they did have a legit defense both times.
And a lot of times that's how you get him. If you get those rings, you changes everything. I know it took Tom Flores forever to get in. That's your uncle, right? Tom Flores. So, it took him a while, but he eventually got in. So, I mean, if he could get this, he'll be 1 behind Patrick Mahomes. So, man, I'm pumped up, man. I just can't wait for this dang game, man.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, respect to the late great Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Like you said, Apollo, but not only that, Chubbs from Happy Gilmore. We're doing it for you, Chubbs. Just like Happy said. Let's be happy, right? Let's go get into our happy zone. Niners, let's get that 6th ring.
Just tap it in, baby. Just tap it in.
All right, you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See y'all next time.
Peace.
Here's to Chubbs, wherever he is.
Hey, Happy.